Well, good evening, everybody. This is Tim from Retirement's Underrated. I want to welcome you to the channel. It is Tuesday, December 9th at 7 p.m. I know I wasn't able to do a live stream last week, but I was not feeling well. Still getting a little under the weather, but doing a little bit better. If I cough any time during the video, I apologize ahead of time. I'm still clearing out my lungs. So want to welcome you to the channel. And I hope your week's been doing well. You might notice a little difference on the camera. I'm going to be going over, hopefully some folks will be joining soon, but I wanted to talk about some new equipment that I picked up, which is pretty exciting. I wanted to improve the video quality on the camera. So I've got a new camera that I'm using currently, and if you see me do these it'll actually track me coming in, out, side to side. It'll actually track me. So pretty exciting stuff, and hopefully the audio is coming out live good as well. So I will go ahead and, well, why don't we get started, and hopefully some folks will be joining us soon. We had, of course, the snowstorm last week, which was all it hit us. Oh, there we go. Mrs. Paula does retirement. Hey, Paula, how are you? Thanks for joining us. I was just talking about some new equipment that I picked up for the channel. I actually got a new web camera that does some pretty neat things. If I move my head one way or the other, it tracks my head from side to side. So if I start swaying like this, like I'm on a ship, it'll start moving with me. So I'll talk about some equipment that I picked up. I loved your videos. I like that fire out in the field that you had. You guys have some pretty nice land there. Very nice. Do you guys do farming or does your husband do farming as well? That's a lot of land you have there, but it's wonderful. And have that little shelter out there, and then to be able to have a fire, and it's wonderful. I've had some fires. If you check out some of my videos, I've actually had some fires in the backyard. I definitely ramp up the fire a lot. It's more like a bonfire than anything else. So, it's a lot of fun. And let's see, he used to have cows, but we sold them. Okay. All right, so you use the fields to feed the cows. Then does he plan to start that up again with more cows, or is that part of it done now? So yeah, it is a beautiful field, and then just riding across, and of course your dog. I definitely I'm a fan. We don't have any animals. Let's see, he's been taking care of cows since he was a kid. Needs a break. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can understand that. If he's been doing it that long, then it's a good thing. Were the donkeys part of your property as well, or is that a neighbor's donkeys that were there? They were kind of funny to see. I think they were looking for a pat on the head or something. So let's see. He doesn't play the game anymore, but you never know. Okay, yeah. It's been. So I've been enjoying watching your channel and your videos. How long have you been doing your channel now, Paula? How long have you been working on that? I started this past July. Really towards the end of July, I started. Buzz and Steve encouraged me to go ahead and start a channel. But let's see. Oh, okay. The donkeys belong to the neighbor, but we feed them. Yeah, they're cute. I don't know if they have names or not, but they got personality. Gotta love that in a donkey. But yeah, things have been kind of moving along here with the channel and trying new things, this camera. So I'll start talking about the camera. One of the things that, of course, before I do the camera, let's see, they are very cute. Yeah. Oh, Debbie Sue, how are you feeling? Wow. Hey, it's great to have you on the channel. Did everything go well with your procedure? I did watch one of your stories, so glad to have you back online, and hope you're feeling better. Hope everything went as planned. I was telling Paula I've got some new equipment here, but I was also talking about the snowstorm. We're actually going to get some more snow here tomorrow. So I loaded up on gas to for the snowblower just in case. We were only supposed to get about an inch or so, but just in case, I picked up some more gas. And we've been having work done. Maybe at some point I'll show the bathroom that's been worked on. It's actually right behind this wall over here. Well, this wall over there. So he's been doing a lot. He's actually did some priming today with paint. So we're getting excited. Hopefully he'll be painting the rest. It's just going to be a plain white with, it's a smaller bathroom that was redone. So anyway, so we've been doing that. And of course, the snowstorm last week was a lot of fun. I'm not a big fan of snow. I love looking at it, but as far as clearing it, I've got about 300 feet worth of driveway here. I've got a circular driveway in the front, which is really huge. It's not a small circular driveway, it's a huge one. And then I got a straight driveway that comes in from the street to a 2-car garage on the exterior. Let's see, Simply Debbie Sue says, slowly getting there. Yeah, well, it's certainly wonderful to have you back, and thank you for joining us. I'm very encouraged. So yeah, so the snow happened last week. We got that clear, and it's been very cold here. It got down to 0 the other day. Actually, it was like a -1 or so. So it was very, 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 very cold. And so, yeah, I've got some new equipment. So I guess I could talk about that. I actually picked up a couple different things. Well, I guess I'll start with this one first. I picked up, it's like a stand. Let's see. Whoops. Let's see if I can get this right. Whoops. Bear with me. Yeah, it's a stand. And my original thinking was, because I wasn't looking at the webcam, I was going to put this on the desk in front of me and then put the webcam on the top of this. And then it's got these little cool little latches that you can extend the tripod here up and down. So that was a neat little find. So I'm hoping to use that a lot. And then what else did I get? I picked up a Ulan. Let's see. Whoops. It is a, whoops. Bear with me. I'm still getting used to turning it the right way. It's a Ulanzi. It actually rotates 360 degrees. So you mount it, and then it's got a swivel head, so it'll actually turn from side to side. So this will allow me to hook up a couple different cameras, or have the camera on there and then kind of rotate it accordingly. So that was a neat little toy. Yeah, toy. And then I got, whoops, this, which is the webcam that I've got on the computer now. Let's see, I'll move that. It's the Lyra, Hollyland Lyra 4K webcam. And so that's on the top of it. It actually attaches magnetically to the holder, and then it also has the little microphone with it. But I haven't figured that out. I just opened it today. I was going to do an unboxing, but then I thought, nah. So I'm hoping that this will, I couldn't find it. They said on the software, just push the pair mode and it'll pair. It didn't work for me. So hopefully that'll work soon. But normally I have a different set of microphones that I use that will hook up with my iPhone. And that it's worked pretty well. It's actually picked on my voice a lot. So, and raised the volume. Let's see. The Strictly Low Tech. Well, yeah, my name's Tim, and I was a geek. Still am. I'm just a retired geek. Yeah, I was a computer programmer, so I liked all the toys. So I definitely like my toys. So, yep, and that's the cameras automatically. There's a detection that it'll focus on you. So as if you move out, it'll focus on you, or if you move to side, it'll move with you. So I'll keep you posted on how that goes. So I also picked up, of course, when you start picking up these different computer things, you actually need one of these little packet of toys, which are really the screw mounts for it. And so because it turns out there's actually two types of screws, like a quarter inch and then a 3/8 inch. So, and of course they all use different things. And then it's got this crazy thing, like a shoe that goes on your camera. And I didn't realize I had gotten this little device here, which actually is a nice little clamp where you can put your webcam or your camera or your phone holder on. But they shipped it with this little device here, which confused the life out of me. It's just a little flat bottom, and it has a screw on the top of it. And I'm thinking, what in the world is that? I'm like, I asked my contractor, I said, you have any ideas what this is for? Nope. And so I kept on scratching my head and scratching my head. And then finally, the light shined over Gibraltar. So it turns out, of all things, you see this little thing here? The camera shoe mount? Well, it turns out that this little silly thing, and I only found out because they had another device that had another one of these things on the bottom. And I'm like, why? Why do you need one of these? And so it turns out this is actually a shoe mount. So that slides right in the top of your camera shoe mount, or the little flash holder, as we used to call them. And it would slide right in. And of course, it would screw on the bottom of your device. So you could put this on your device and then slide it into the little camera holder. So finally, I figured out what in the world that is. You can't imagine the excitement that I had just finding out that silly little thing. It was amazing. So, it's the little things in life that get me excited sometimes. But, it was amazing. So, yeah, I was so tempted, Debbie Sue. I was like, this has got to go, because I don't know what it's for. It's probably just extra garbage that they packed in. But then I saw this, well, I'll get this thing, the little onesie thing. And I started having thoughts like, oh, okay, something's up here. Because the Ulanzi device has, so here's that lovely little, oops. There we go. Pardon me while I move all over the place. So you just screw it in the camera, right? And so it has a little head, and see how it kind of moves around? So that it's on a little ball joint. So it goes around and around and around. Where it stops, nobody knows. And there's another button where you loosen it. And if it's on a tripod, it can actually rotate around. And it has a little tiny arrow. You probably don't see it here, but it has a little tiny arrow that you can say what degrees you want it set it at. But on the bottom of that, in the package, of course, it included something else. And what did it include? It included one of these things. And this has a little screw thing. And what is on the bottom of the device? It's one of those silly little square things. And I'm like, oh, so what in the world am I supposed to do with this? What does this do in this silly thing? So you would screw it in like this. And, oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably going down in the weeds too much, but so it goes in there, oops, and then it slides into the camera. So if you had like a little light or something, you could kind of put it in there. So if you ever see one of these little square things, that's what it's for. So show and tell is over. Hope you enjoyed the show. Sorry. But yeah, I was so excited. I was like a kid figuring out something new. That, oh my goodness, that is just so wonderful. I was excited. So let me know what your thoughts are on this camera. You'll notice that it does this zooming in and out on me. So when I go back, it goes back with me, or when I go forward. Yeah, little public service announcement on the retirement is underrated. So, there are so many different gadgets and devices. And, on that little bag, there are so many little gadgets. You got a screw for everything. You can screw one thing into another and adapters. And if you ever see these guys who take pictures and they have all sorts of attachments with lights and flashes, and oh my goodness, my daughter does photography, and she's really into that stuff. She's quite good, but excuse me, still getting over that cold from the other week. But it's let's see, we might learn something from Tim. Well, I'm learning from you guys. I'm watching your podcasting streams, and it's wonderful. I'm learning a ton, and I watch Old Man Mike. Is it Old Man Mike? He's wonderful. He's just so great. He's full of, he's an encouraging guy. So he's made several different suggestions on this channel recently, and so he said do like a value statement, or who you are and why you do these videos as an introduction for sort of street cred or whatever he calls it. So I got to do that. I got to do a welcome video. Yeah, is it Debbie Sufat? Yeah, he's wonderful. He's just, what an incredible guy. I mean, at that age to do what he's doing, and successful, not just doing it, but wildly successful. Yep, he talked about her in the video, and I just love his content. And I think he's been doing interviews with different folks too as well. So I'm going to continue watching him because I just learned so much from him. But so I've got a couple more changes to happen on my channel. I got to work on my improving my introduction so people know who I am, because I noticed that on some of my videos the attention rate just drops like a rock. People on, and they'll just lose interest right away. So I got to work on that. And it was interesting watching the new Retired Me with Tim Childers. I don't know, I forget if you guys watched that or not. He's in Chattanooga. He's friends with All Things Ron, and they do photography, but he also has a retirement channel. And he talks about the myths behind these viral videos, and he showed some of his viral videos that did super well. But the myth behind them, and how you may have a lot of views, but then if they may drop off. Or he showed on one of his videos that got a tremendous amount of views. It was actually the wrong demographic for what he was. He's shooting for people 65 and older, and while they did a young demographic, so they're not going to watch any of his videos. So it was quite interesting to see. I should put a link to his channel on my on the little links section that I do. So he's quite good. I mean, he does, for him, he does all sorts of different angles on video feed. Like he'll put a camera and then he'll show himself walking by the camera. So he'll do like a lot of what they call B-roll, and different angles and different things you could do. And it's just wonderful. He even has a drone, which, is kind of interesting. So yeah, it's, I'm going to try to put more of those on. There was one channel that I had posted on my channel. They stopped making videos about 2 months ago. They just fell off a cliff. I'm not sure what happened to them, but hopefully they'll be back making videos soon. But yeah, Tim Childers has a great channel. He does one, the new Retired Me, and then another one where he does kind of like a daily streaming, and then a photography channel. So he has 3 different channels, but the new Retired Me is this big channel. So let's see. So I have my notes here so I don't go off to a tangent. Let's see. Retired, hashtag retired folks rock. Yeah. I saw that hashtag that you put in there. Is that, so if you is that something I should put in my videos? Retired folks rock. Oh, hey, David in progress. How are you, sir? Loving your videos. A lot of great stuff out. Yeah, if you haven't seen David in progress, you got to check him out. He's fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal channel. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, you have seen him. Oh, okay. All right. So you have seen Tim Childers. Okay. So, yep. And I was saying, David, I've got to keep my notebook. Whoops. Yeah, I'm going to learn the camera angles sometime. But you just made it up. Oh goodness, that's too funny. Yeah, yeah, I make a lot of stuff up too. But too funny, too funny. But I was let's see. Oh, I have to tell you something very silly. It's a little thing, but if you get a laugh out of it, what the heck? Let's see. The missus is out this evening, so find myself here at the laptop. Well, David, I'm glad you're at the laptop, and I'm so excited that you're joining us this evening. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your channel. So good stuff. Yeah, I've had a contractor here at oh, hey, Sam from Retired Inspired is here. Hey, Sam, good to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Just getting over a cold myself, Sam, and so I might be coughing a little bit here on and off, but yeah, head cold's gone down to the chest. So, but anyway, back to my little story here. So I was making coffee in the little Keurig that we have in the kitchen. And, I was talking to my daughter about something, and then I was talking to the contractor, and then, and the worst thing you can do is when you start to do something is get distracted because you forget where you were in the process. So I had put the coffee pot into the Keurig, but guess what Tim forgot? And, made sure there was water. And then I had to talk to my daughter about something, and I was talking to the contractor about something, and I had started the process. Well, guess what Tim forgot to do? I didn't put the cup underneath the coffee maker, my coffee mug. In all my chattering and chittering and chattering, I did not put the coffee mug underneath to catch all the coffee. And guess what happens when you do that? Hold it, and it's got a little catcher basin for silly people like me who do stuff like this, but it's not near enough. And believe it or not, the coffee is piping hot. So you can imagine I had to move fast. And by the time I had the cup to put on the cup holder in there, of course, I had waited too long, and it started to overflow onto the counter, and it was kept on going and going and going. So I'm sitting there with the dish rag trying to catch the coffee from going down the counter. Meanwhile, putting it on and then immediately burning my hand because the coffee's hot. And so, yeah, so after that, I didn't want any coffee anymore. Funny how that works. Didn't want any coffee after that. But yeah, is right. What a mess I made. Oh my goodness. I just made quite the mess out of it, Debbie Sue. So it went everywhere. I had to move the coffee maker around. I had to wipe it all up. Oh my goodness, what a mess. It was terrible. So don't get distracted when you're making coffee. It can be a very dangerous thing. So hopefully that gives you a little chuckle or, a little humor on my behalf. But, I wanted to, let's see. Yeah. So, just was, and I'm going to probably be making a video soon, just talking about making memories. I was thinking about this past week. I want to talk about, recommend that people make, I find myself remembering different things that happened in my life and how important it is to make memories, moments in life that you look back upon and remember with great fondness or a great laugh. Like I'll remember that I did make a mess out of the coffee maker in splendid fashion. I'll remember certain silly things that I've done. I remember working at I worked at a hospital locally as a software developer. And of course, This was many years ago, probably around 2010 or so, and I was working in a cottage, and I was putting it was Christmas time, and, stuff I think back to now that, of course, I'm like, "Oh my gosh." Let's see. Tim, I have to go. See you next time. Well, Paul, thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate you being here. And I'll be watching your videos and dropping comments on there. But you be well, and we'll talk to you soon. So the whole idea of just making memories. And so, you know, here I am at the cottage, and I was decorating for Christmas. And what I didn't even think twice about then, and which I cringed that I actually did. Um, I remember putting the lights up in the cottage. They were the regular Christmas light strings that you would put around. And I used those staple guns, the ones with you squeeze the handle, it goes cha-chung into the woodwork. Yep. So I attached all these lights around the trim of the ceiling, around some of the woodwork. It looked wonderful. It looked like, a Broadway show and everything, but I cringe at it now because I'm wondering why in the world they ever let me near a staple gun and why they would ever let me near woodwork in the cottage to put up Christmas lights. You know, stupidity in one's youth. But I remember it. I remember it well. I remember that I survived it and got away with doing it. But I look back at it now and say, oh, why did you do that? What were you thinking? What could you possibly be thinking? So, and years ago, there was a time we were living in Norwood, Massachusetts, and a friend of mine at the time, we were in this, my son, I don't even know if my son Jonathan was born yet, but I think he was. And we were in our backyard of our house in Norwood, and we were grilling some food for, a meal that we were having, but the rain was starting to come down, and it poured buckets. And he said, "Well, Tim, he said, let's stay out here and grill in the rain." And he says, "I bet you'll never forget it." And so the gas grill's going, it's pouring buckets. We're grilling on the grill, getting soaked, and we were laughing our heads off. It was the most hysterical thing. And it's those kind of things that you look back and you smile and you think, "Oh my goodness, what a memory." It's those moments in time. It's moments in time that, even thinking about with my children, when we first moved into this house years ago, this room had paneling around it. And when we came here to the town that we're in now, and of course my kids are all grown up now, but when we arrived here, um, they were just little tots. My daughter was not even 2 years old, and my son was not quite 7 yet. And they would climb up on my lap here in the office. And so they would climb up, put their head against my chest, and then, I'd pull up a blanket. And so they would snuggle with me while I was sitting in the office chair. And it was just wonderful, just a wonderful time. And, they could hear my heart beating, and then just to hear their heart beating and just snuggling. And now my son is, my son who was always, he was always worried that he was going to be short, that he was, and we're not tall people. I'm like 5'9" on my best days. No, I was 5'10", 5'9", something like that. But I found that I shrunk over time. I've gotten shorter, and I blame the kids for that. But, my son who in middle school and going into the first part of high school was always afraid that, oh, I'm just going to be this short guy. Well, that short guy, something happened to him. He shot up like a rocket. He's 6'1" or 6'2" now. He towers over me, skinny as a rail, but he's tall as anything. We always talk about how, he was worried about being short. Now he towers over both my wife and myself and my daughter. All three of us are just shorties compared to him, but it's amazing. So, it's So I was thinking about that, the memories, and now especially, when I have time to think back, and that's one of the pleasures that I have in retirement is, looking back on those memories. So it's so important to make those with people or just do something different that you remember that you did, or different things that you would do that was different that you can look back with fond memories. So, but anyway, how's everything going with you guys? Anything new and exciting on your channels? Anything that you're going to be doing? Yeah, yeah, 6'2" is tall, and he's just he's over in Romania now, my son, doing ministry stuff. So he's skinny as a rail, and bigger than the side of a barn. He's super skinny. In fact, he's too skinny. He's got to gain some weight, but he's doing well. He's enjoying it. He's got a heart for it. So he's coming back for Christmas. So we're going to pick him up from the airport on the 20th of the month. So we're driving to JFK International Airport in Queens, New York. I don't know. Have any of you ever driven to JFK Airport in New York City, in Queens? I wouldn't recommend it. It is a wild, wild ride to get in there. It's about a 3 or 4 hour drive. Let's see. Sam in retired as Bar said, I've been spending most of my time setting up my new flea market booth. Yeah, you've got. I saw the video. You've got 2 booths now, with some more of the different Sam. Well, first of all, you should go over to Sam's channel and check it out. But he's got. Oops! Look at that mustache. Time to trim the beard. But he's got a booth in a flea market place. Wonderful place. It's a building with a whole bunch of different shops in it. So it's just a great place where you can walk around, see different people's shops, and then check out what they've got. And so Sam set up an additional booth in the flea market. So it's great. And he's got a lot of electronic stuff that he sells, games and PlayStations and all sorts of neat things. Let's see. So definitely check out his channel. Let's see. If David said he's never been to the eastern New York. David, where now are you in Texas, David? I forget. I forget where you are living, but yeah, it's nice. It's cold now. It's very, 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 very cold. It's like it was 0 degrees the other day, and we got snow, and so it's just been. Oh, in Oklahoma City. Okay, so wow, so so it must be fairly warm there now. You don't get much winter, but yeah, so you're way down south near Texas. So let's see. Simply Debbie Sue said, I schedule my stories while I'm recovering, and I'm not doing too much with my channel until I get back on my feet. Yeah, but that's fantastic that you schedule them ahead. That's so smart of you. Oh, Dave says, hey, yeah, it's 60 here today. I rode the bike around for 2 hours. Yeah, I wasn't riding anything around where we are. It's ice on the ground. If you don't watch your step, you're going to go for a sleigh ride outside in your driveway. So yeah, boy, I got to move down south. I think I'm going to move down south, and we had gone to Myrtle Beach a couple of years ago, and boy, was that wonderful! Just a great, great spot. But yeah, so well, be checking out Simply Debbie Sue's stories. She does a great job with storytelling, and you have quite a gift. I'm trying to get my wife to, cats, you know, get her on the stream here so that you folks can meet her. But yeah, it's good stuff. So, anything else going on, folks, that you'd like to promote, or anything going on? I have to do a lot of catching up on some videos. I haven't really made a more full content video probably for a couple weeks, give or take. So I got to get off my rear end and make some videos. I got plenty of ideas. I just have to get at it. I've been sidetracked by work around here at the house, and we got the Christmas decorations up. So I don't know if you maybe I'll do a video by our Christmas trees. So we got everything because of the work being done on the house. We've set up in the back room. So the Christmas tree is up. So it's looking pretty good. Maybe I'll take some pictures or shoot a video from there. So let's see. David in Progress says tomorrow is bike club. Volunteer and ride with fourth graders. Wow. We were riding to a fire station for a tour. Oh, it was a fun field trip. Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, the kids got a lot of energy, so I bet they keep you busy, huh? Um, yeah, I would love to have my wife on the channel. Let's see. Was it not Wilson? Retire. I'm trying to think of course, now I'm trying to remember the guy's channel. He's an older fella. He just had his wife on the channel, so it's just wonderful doing that. So I'm going to keep on working. Light a candle that I can get her on board and do it. I think once people get a load of my wife, they won't want to look at me anymore. Let's see. Sam said the wife and I are going to Florida this weekend. Oh, nice. Very good. How, are you going to be there for a week or so, or just for the weekend? It's that's a great place, Florida too. My brother's got a condominium down there, and he loves it. He goes down there in the winter. So while we're freezing up here, he goes down there to have a wonderful time in the sun. So, and yeah, I'll definitely get the tree videoed. I'll probably do it later in the day, just where the contractor's gone, and then it gets a little darker, so you get to see the lights and everything. So that would be fun. So anyway, yep. Actually, the next few weeks are going to be busy. We're going to a Christmas party a couple hours away in Syracuse, so we're going to be doing that. And then the following weekend, we're going to be going out to pick up my son at JFK, and then he'll be home for 2 weeks, and then drive him back, and hopefully get him back to the States soon. Yeah, I'd love to have my wife on here, but she's working still, so she's pretty tired by the end of the day. So, but hopefully soon she's gonna not be working anymore. So, keep my fingers crossed about that. Just the weekend. Let's see. Sam said just the weekend. Her cousin is a billionaire, so we're going for a Christmas gathering. Oh, I think I remember you did a video on that, didn't you, Sam? Where you walked around the house. They're right on the water, and it has a lovely house with it's a big fancy house. That was wonderful. Let's see, David in Progress. I don't think my wife would join me. Excuse me. My wife would join me on a video. I would love to do an interview about her retirement journey. I would also like to interview her son. I ask him money memories from growing up. Yeah. Actually, that's a good idea. Maybe while my son's here, I'll get him on. He's a ham bone, so I bet he'll join me on the channel here. So that would be great. In fact, I'll try to do that. So yeah, and David, it would be great to do an interview with her. I'd like to meet your better half. So anyway, guys, it's approaching 40 minutes, so I usually start running out of topics at this point, but I hope your Christmas shopping is going well. I hope things are doing great for you guys. Hope the holidays are joyful. Let's see. Oh, David said he has told me that he has memories of me stressing every Christmas about be the year of the layoff. Made me realize him. Yeah, it reminds me, our kids are watching, and I found that so true. Our kids are watching how we handle things, what we do, and how we live. I found this out with a lot of things. They saw my good, my bad, my indifferent, but hopefully we can teach them from our mistakes and tell them the mistakes we've made and help them so that they don't have to repeat the mistakes that we made. They can make a whole new, brand new set of them and just learn from them. So, well, I'm glad you recognize that, David. And but I'm sure you have a great relationship with your child too. So, anyway, guys, I'm gonna probably end it here. But I hope you have a wonderful week, all of you. I hope you're having a lot of fun getting ready for the holidays, and that it's a joyful time of the year for you. So, best wishes. Let's see. Always hard lesson when, yeah, yeah, that's true. Things are observed and not taught. They hear, they listen with their eyes and what they know. So, guys, have a very good week. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you for joining me here. Thanks for making this a joy to do. I appreciate all of you, and thanks for following the channel and for your input. And I look forward to seeing your videos and the things that you're doing. And we'll talk to you real soon. You be well, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.